Our first vocabulary word for lesson 12 is cruel. Cruel is another word for mean, evil. If someone does something to you that's cruel, they are mean to you. You might consider them an evil person. We talked about somebody in a Disney movie who was evil. I told you guys, I said that most of you probably know Cruella de Vil in the movie 101 Dalmatians. She was a mean person. She had half black hair and half white hair. Do you guys remember that from the movie? She was a mean, evil person. That's why her name was Cruella, because it has cruel in it. And to be cruel is to be mean or to be evil or to do something that's not nice. If someone was cruel to you, you probably would not want to be their friend. You might even get so upset that you might cry because they hurt your feelings or they were mean to you. To be cruel means to be mean. Think of a time someone was cruel to you. Maybe they wouldn't let you play on the playground with them and it hurt your feelings and you were upset. Draw a picture of that now. Our next word is reward. A reward is something you get for doing the right thing or for doing something that someone is asking to do. They will reward you. One time, I remember getting a reward. I had actually gone down the street at my house, my mom and dad's, and I saw on this tree, I saw a poster. And the poster said reward at the top. And then it had a picture of a puppy that this person had lost. And I noticed it, paid attention, saw that this puppy was lost. And not too long after that, I actually saw that puppy. And when I saw that puppy, I knew, oh, hey, that's that puppy that those people had lost. And so I called the number that was on the poster, and I was given a reward. I was actually given $10 for finding the puppy. That was my reward. These people were so happy to have their puppy back that they gave a reward. They rewarded me with giving me some money for finding their puppy. Think of a time maybe you have gotten a reward. Maybe you did something for your mom and dad, like clean the house, or maybe you made a really good grade and your parents gave you $5 for an A. Something to reward you doing the right thing or doing something that they'd ask you to do. Think of that time and draw a picture of it now. Our next vocabulary word is handsomely. If you will notice, the word handsomely ends actually with a suffix ly. It is a suffix that means in a handsome way. Handsomely means looking good, nice, maybe pretty, or for a boy, handsome. I told you guys that for my wedding, that's a time that we dressed handsomely. My husband actually wore a tie, and I wore a beautiful white dress so that I would look pretty, and I had a veil. It was kind of important for us to dress handsomely. We wanted to look really pretty. I wore a necklace. My dress was long, and I wanted to look pretty, and he wanted to look handsome. We wore very nice clothes. Sometimes you guys may go someplace where you need to dress handsomely. Church. Somebody mentioned going to a funeral. Those are all times that you would dress really nice. Some of you have dressed handsomely today to take your picture with Santa. So think of a time where you've had to dress up nice and fancy. Maybe you're going to a fancy restaurant or a party. Draw a picture of a time you've dressed handsomely now. Our next vocabulary word is greedy. If you are greedy, you want it all. all for yourself. We talked before about somebody being greedy and them wanting money, but some people are greedy for other things. One of the things I'm greedy for is whenever we order pizza. I love pizza, and I love pepperoni pizza. So I don't really like to share it. I have to really make myself share it. I want to eat it all. It's one of my favorite things to eat, and I'm greedy when we have pizza. One piece is not enough. 2 pieces is not enough. Sometimes I'm like, I want this whole pizza for myself. You guys probably have a food that you're greedy about. Maybe it's tacos. Maybe it's cookies. Maybe it's the Halloween candy you got when you went trick-or-treating. Think of a time that you have been greedy for a food that you didn't want to share with anybody and you wanted it all, and draw a picture of that now. Okay, our next vocabulary word is consequences. Consequences also ends with the suffix s, which means more than one. In the word consequences, there are a lot of letters and sounds that we've already learned. We've got a short O, ca. We've got a short E. We've got a digraph, QU. Another short E. We've got C before E, which makes the S sound. Those are all sounds you've learned. It's just a lot of them together. Take your time and sound out that word when you see it. Consequences is something you get because of something you do. Something you get because of something you do. If you make a choice to do something, whether it's good or bad, consequences occur because of that choice. One of the things that you're required to do in first grade every night is take home homework. And you guys have a fancy little folder that you take your homework in, and in it you bring it back the next day, and you're supposed to have it signed. If you don't do your homework, and you don't bring it back signed correctly, there is a consequence to it. That consequence is a negative in Class Dojo. If you don't do your homework, you're going to get a negative as a consequence for not doing your homework. Another thing that might happen is if you don't do your homework and then you take a test, you may not be ready for it, and you may end up getting an F on that test. Those are negative consequences, things that happen that are not good because of choices you make to not do something. A consequence is something that can happen to you when you make a choice to do something. If you can think back of a time that you made a choice to not do your homework or forgot to read your story, what was the consequence? Did you get a negative? Did you maybe not do as good on the test that week? Did you maybe get in trouble with Miss Raina and get a scolding? Think of a time that you might have not done what you were supposed to do and what consequence you had, and draw a picture of that now. Our next vocabulary word, and the last one for lesson 12, is regret. To regret something means that you wish it hadn't happened. I've drawn a picture here of myself and my brother. My brother's name is David. He's older than me, and I love him very much. But I remember something that happened when I was probably, 16 years old, that I really regret doing. I got in a fight with my brother. You guys probably all have a brother or sister that you sometimes fight with. And we fight, but we still love each other. But I got really upset at him. And I was so mad that my smile, it turned into a frown. And I yelled at him. And when I yelled at him, I said really hateful words. I said, "I hate you." As loud and as mean as I could say it. And it turned his smile into a frown. And it actually made him upset enough that he cried because I had said such mean words to him and told him that I hated him. And as soon as I said it, I regretted it. I wished it hadn't happened. I wished that I hadn't said those evil, mean things to him and told him that I hated him. I really regretted yelling at him. And I tried to make it up to him, but I knew that it really hurt his feelings. Sometimes saying you're sorry is not enough. Someone's feelings are hurt. Saying I'm sorry doesn't just fix it automatically. I really had to do some really nice things for him to show him that I really did love him and that I didn't hate him even though I had said those mean things. I really regretted saying it to him because it wasn't true. And it was mean and hurtful, and I knew it. Think of a time you've maybe said something that you regretted or you wished you hadn't said it. Maybe you told a friend, I'm not going to be your friend anymore. Maybe you told somebody in your family that you didn't love them or that you hated them. Think of a time that you've done that and draw a picture of that now. All right.